haven't really had to use this equation y equals mx plus b a lot. To be honest, I wanted to review at the beginning of the year, but Miss Sutherland was looking out for you guys. We were hanging out, and she was like, you know what? Why don't you just start straight into exponentials? Don't go backwards. It's going to be too much for them to remember. So we didn't go back to linear functions. We didn't go back to all the different ways of writing them, like y. Actually, there was another way of writing it first. Ax plus by equals c. There was an awkward standard form way. There was also this point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All things that you would have done with Miss Sutherland last year if you were here at Heritage for Algebra 1A. There are a lot of different ways of writing lines, but that's not necessarily on the final because that's not something that we went over together this year. However, the shape is definitely something that you could remember. Linear functions have a constant slope, a constant rise over run. And sometimes lines are going up, sometimes down, sometimes horizontal flat, or sometimes vertical straight up. But that was last year. Exponential functions, that was this year. Because remember, you have this little x up here in the exponent. But before we could ever do that, we had to review all the exponent rules. What do you do when you have like bases and you're multiplying them? What do you do when you have like bases and you're dividing them? What do you do when you have a power to a power? We have to review how exponents work. And whenever you have like weird fraction exponents, before we could ever just go to exponential functions. So we started here this year, right? With lots of rules. It got confusing the first week because freshmen went on a retreat and seniors went on a retreat and I was gone and Mrs. Ashley, I was really trying to work with you guys. And so I ended up coming back from retreat and starting all over again. But exponent rules led us to doing these swoops up, there they go, or swoops down. Remember, you can have exponential decay and they can fall also. They can be flipped all over, but these little swoops are very different from what we've just been doing, which are quadratics. But before we could talk about quadratics, we had to talk about factoring, because factoring is going to be super, super, super important with these guys. So we've only kind of begun to scratch the surface, but we had exponent rules with exponential functions, factoring with all the polynomial adding and subtracting and multiplying to get to quadratics. But this section says, let's just compare. Do you know the difference? So if I was to graph a few things down here below, could you guys name them correctly? Could you guys name them correctly? You could see things different ways. For instance, you could maybe have a table that you make, and when you're making a table, you might get some points like this. Would you know which one it was? You might have something like really weird and just be a picture. Would you know what that is? And then you might either have a word problem, or you might have points, or you might have a picture. Now, my guys up here at the front, Andrew and Adrian, you did a great job. How did you name this first one? How'd you name it? Exponential. Why was it exponential, Andrew? What did you see that made it clear? It has the curve, but how is it different than quadratic? It's going up or down? It's going up. But what does it never do? Yeah, it doesn't stop going up. It never makes the turn, so it's not quadratic. It's exponential. Now, Adrian, you just kept on naming them all. Why was this one linear? It's straight, yeah. As easy as that. It's straight, so we have our linear function. And then this last one is, I know that I flipped them and I had them shifted different places in the line I had going straight up and down, but do we all see it's a quadratic? Okay.
Yes.
These terms, they're not super hard to keep straight, so maybe homework over the weekend when I was having you just see if you could compare, maybe it wasn't all that bad. Now, whoa, what if they gave us random points? What could you have done? Graphed it. Now, some of you might have been able to look at what's going on here, and maybe you could have guessed. Same thing. Some of you might have tried looking at the y's, because if you notice, all of these ones I just showed you, aren't they all what's going on with the y's? What's going on with the y's? What's going on with the y's? So some of you mental math type people, you might be like, I can just look at the, remember, every time you have an ordered pair, it's an x and a y. And remember that x is how far over, back and forth you go. and the y is how far up or down you go. But maybe some of you can look at those and be like, hey, that's times 4, and that's times 4, and that's, divided by 4? Okay, those got a little weird, but times 4, there were patterns this year too. Remember those sequence of numbers, and we looked at the pattern? That's one thing we haven't really talked about yet, and we need to when we review this week. But for right now, didn't Matt just say a second ago, why not just graph it? So in number 1, if we were to graph, how many tick marks do I need? I think I need -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now they put them in a really awkward order just to try to confuse me, but I got it. I'm going to give you an X, you guys tell me Y. So -1, what's my 1? 5. I'm going to put 5 like up here somewhere. Got it. 0, what's my 1?
-1.
-1. 2, what's my 1?
-1.
Negative, oh, that's where it's like back there. Where else do I need? 1?
-3.
-3. Who is this guy? 3 is 5. Look at him, it's clear who he is.
Quadratic.
Has to be a quadratic. Good, Andrew, because what did you see?
Quadratic.
You see it? It went down and up.
I see it.
It would be an exponential. An exponential only swoops down or only swoops up. Down, up, and up. Well, that's a quadratic. Do you see? Just get some points up there and then follow the trend and see what it looks like. What shape is a quadratic again? Parabola. Well, it looks kind of like a V. Yeah, sorry, I should have made it a little bit smoother of a turn. It's technically like a really squished view. This one is, but yeah, it's a parabola. So I could graph number 2 and I could graph number 3, but at this point, guys, wait a minute. Let's go check out homework and see what was going on. In homework, you guys, this weekend, we're on page, what was it? 465?
Yeah.
Homework spirals, open it up. Page 465. I think it's this one. I have it open, ready for us to grade. Number 4 says something about exponential, the rest are quadratics, exponential, linear. While you guys open it up, yeah, you're describing it good with those words I just showed you. Let me go find it here. Remember, we're skipping 8-4, skipping 8-5. What did I give you for homework? 4 through 9 and 36. You didn't even necessarily need a lesson. It was actually okay out of the entire year that this was the one that you guys took the quiz, the homework quiz, almost the whole class. Because you were just supposed to kind of use your logic in what you've already learned. So for number 4, when it says which one doesn't belong, well, guys, which one did you say not belong? The third one, because what are all the rest of these guys? Parabolas, or you could have said quadratics. That's a perfect answer. Are you checking? Are you agreeing? The third one doesn't belong. They called it by its name, which was n, whatever. The third one doesn't belong. The rest are quadratics.
Yeah.
Or parabolas. Cool. So you could have gone deeper, then those are x squared functions. A lot of these snazzy. But then I had you go 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and I only had you do one of those nasty point ones. Sweet. So these ones, you guys were actually able just to look at the pictures. Now I know that they weren't connected, but look at the points. 5, look at it now. Maybe you were stuck this weekend, but look at it now. Who does it have to be?
Quadratic.
A parabola, which is a quadratic. Got it. Look, these could be easy ones on time. What about this one? Exponential. Look at that swoop. It's not a line. It's not going straight. It's curving, but it's not coming back up. It's not a parabola. Number 7.
Exponential.
Exponential. It's not a U. Exponential. And then Andrew, what's number 8?
Oh, that's linear.
Yeah, you see it? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
straight.
straight.
And then you guys were right back there too. Yeah, linear. So it's just that straight line. If you were to connect it. If you were to connect it. Now, down here in number 9. Ooh, linear?
No.
I'm going to just a few of you guys, your pattern people, looking at the Y's. To get from -1 to 0, do you add 1?
Yeah.
And then add another 1? Add 1,
Yeah.
add 2, add 1,
That's nothing.
subtract.
2.
Doesn't seem like a line.
It's a pattern.
Oh, but wait, notice that this guy's not in the right order. He should actually be like that there. So going from here to here to here to here to here. Oh, that's awkward. Adding one, adding one, adding one, adding one. Maybe we are good, but even if we were confused, couldn't you have just thrown it in a graph?
Yeah.
Right? And -2 would have been at -1. -1 would have been at 0. 0 would have been at, oh, I don't know. They gave me 1, 2. Okay, fine. Whatever. 1, 2. Remember, x says how far over, y says how far up.
Yeah.
And then 2 goes up to 3. And then all of a sudden, they were trying to trick me. 0 goes up to 1. There's only one thing it can be. Look at that line. Right? So what was the only other homework drop besides those 9? Well, not 9, sorry. 4 things. Number 36. Oh, I must have gotten hard in number 36, right? So I love giving hard homework. No, I don't. I gotta give you what I gotta give. Oh! No wonder she gave us 36. Check it. It's not words anymore, it's equations. But were you still able to make the match? Were you still able to make the match? Letter A. I know, it's going to start weird because it's lowercase a and uppercase a. We'll just draw a line. Letter A. What kind of equation is he going to have to go through? Linear. Which one's linear?
D.
A.
Careful. Who's A?
Oh, we're on the bottom. We're on the top.
I know, it's weird. It's okay.
D.
Oh. So,
E.
this one goes with this. What? It's a quadratic equation, and that's a quadratic graph, right?
Yes.
Quadratic equation because it has that squared in there. Okay, now hold on. I was talking about this guy a second ago. Which capital letter is he going to go with?
D.
D, because
Yeah.
I know it's last year. I know it's last year, but isn't he that MX plus B guy?
Yeah. Well,
See it?
with a minus.
Good. It's a minus, so it's been shifted. Okay, shifted down. Got it. Oh, he was shifted down also. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the rubber band was stretched, vertical stretch because of the 2. Anyway, sorry. We already made the match. So who does C go with?
B.
C. No, B.
We have C
C.
or B. We're having some debate right now.
Or
Does
B.
someone want to give like a reason for their answer? Because not everyone's on the same page.
Because it-
Adrian, you want to give it a reason?
Because it goes up 1 and down 1 or no.
Oh, bummer. But look at the equations. What's true about both of them?
1 plus 1.
Oh, no, it's a good idea if it was different, but it's the same. So they both went up. Oh, one's going up. You see it? And the other one's going down. So which one's which? Andrew Bosch, what do you think?
I think it's C.
Capital C goes with which one?
B.
B?
Yeah.
Wait,
No. Yes. Oh, no.
Yes. Here, I'm going to come this way because the arrows are starting to get confusing. Why would capital C have to go with B? Isn't the only thing that's different
Fraction.
the base? Who's the base?
The 3/4.
The 3/4, what's down below the exponent of x, or the 4. If I raise 4 to powers, 4 to the 1, 4 to the 2, 4 squared, 4 cubed, what's going on when I do 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 to my numbers? They're getting huge. Well, wait a minute. Which one's growing? B or C? C's growing. So this guy had to be the growing one. Whereas this guy, well, if he's not growing, I guess he's going the other way. I guess he's shrinking. And if you guys were to get a calculator and do, what is 3/4 as a decimal?
75.
Yeah, just in your calculator, 0.75 times 0.75 times 0.75, you're going to see it getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Little baby decimals getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's a little bit weird, but you guys, this was helping you remember not only exponential, good, but where does it come from? Fractions make it shrink, big numbers make it grow. How hard was homework over the weekend? Not bad, as long as you remembered who's who. In the sense of, what does a linear look like? What does an exponential look like? What does a quadratic look like? So question, today, were we learning 8.6 with this huge homework tonight? No. You already did a homework on this section. I was just helping you review. So what's our goal today? Let me go ahead and show you. We're done with Chapter 8. We need to do a quick recap of all of Chapter 8. That was the homework you guys have already done. There we go. I want you guys to write down tonight's homework. Page 470, 1 through 12, and 29. Page 470.
Are you starting that right now?
Yeah, you can if you have a book. I'm actually going to pull it up on the book on the smartboard because I'm going to walk around and give you credit on your homework. On page 465, 1 through 9. There actually is also an old homework, page 436, that if you have it ready, you can turn back and show me also. But go ahead and write down tonight's homework, page 470. Now, I say 1 through 12 odds. I guess maybe I should have stopped at 11, but why did I stop at 12? Because if you're doing the bonus, you're going to do the evens also. So I'm letting you know to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 for evens. If you want to do bonus homework. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is homework number 41. Thank you, all of you guys who number your homework. It's a huge help for me and for you if you were to have a missing homework online. I saw you had a question. Just give me 1 second to get them going. Oh, you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So if homework takes you a lot of time usually, just do the odds. That's okay. 1 through 11 and 29. But if you're like, nah, I could use some bonus homework points, and some of you definitely could, do the odds and the evens. I'm going to go ahead and put up, you can take a picture, but I'm going to pull up this page right now, because as I go around and as I'm grading your guys' homework, getting you points from the weekend and from Thursday night's homework, why don't you start playing on reviewing chapter 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and then that really easy 8.6 section that we've done in chapter 8. Okay?
Okay. I asked if I could take a picture.
You already got it. Yes. Anybody else not written it down yet? Oh, sorry, it's on the sideboard. Let me go ahead then and pull up page 470 so that we can all be working whether or not we have a book. While I come around and grade homework. All right, guys. Actually, I can scroll this down just a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Wait, page 470. Sorry, wrong page. Alexis and Scott, I think have you changed sheets for the rest of the semester. I already made one change. I'm just trying to help everyone be as focused as possible. All right, you guys start playing with. Oh wait, hold on. This is so complicated. Oh no, remember the reviews at the end of the chapter. Always show you a sample problem. Always show you a sample problem and then just say, hey, your turn. So what are they asking you to do if they're asking you to graph? Make a table. Make a table. But wait a minute. With Jonathan, didn't we already talk about how technically you only need 3 points? So if you have to make 4 tables, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Pause. But you only need 3 points. Can we as a class right now decide how we can shorten our work? Did they really need all 5 of these points to make this parabola? Or did they really just need 3? To get the idea, all they needed was 3. So why don't we only do -1, 0, 1? Why don't we? Yeah, just shorten your work and you have the main 3 points. Because none of these have shifted anywhere. There's no addition, no subtraction, no shifting. No shifting. So when you compare the graph, there's no shifting. All there is either it's going up or it's going down. It's normal, regular, like x squared. I'll show you a normal x squared if you need to compare to your picture. or it's been reflected, it's gone down, because it's a negative person, because it has a negative leading coefficient. And maybe it's been stretched, it's become skinnier, it's been pulled like a rubber band, or it's been flattened. It's been shrunk. But as a class, are you guys good with only -101 plugging in? Okay, I think that's going to make life a lot easier. All right, you guys, ready, set, go. If you get stuck, you can ask a productive question to you and your group members. But let me come around and get homework scores. Come around and get homework scores. You're doing 1 through 12 and 29. If you're doing all of them, including the bonus, you're doing odds and evens. If you're just doing the odds, you could just do 1 and 3. Remember the evens are bonus.
It's a negative. No, it's a positive one.
Yeah. If you turn to page 470, this is there. I just pulled up page 470 so that you guys could use the board. But yeah, there are a couple of books up here, Adrian, if you want a book to be able to go faster than the class. So if you want to, come on up. I think I have 2 books up here. Super similar, right? I said, you know what? I think it's okay if we just one of these. So just make your table look like 101. That makes sense. And then you don't happen to have the first
Yeah, Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You find it, Sean?
Yeah.
It's that same page, 13. All one piece of paper is for you.
Alright, thank you.
I'm not sure I didn't.
You don't have to put it there, you'll I'll come back to you for one. Yes.
But I don't have them.
Oh, let's go.
See the first one. And average just make sure you Wait, what? Oh, you guys didn't realize? We're making blank tables for either just the odds, if you just want 100%, which is still great on the homework. You would only be doing 1 and 3. If you're doing the evens also, you're doing 1 and 2 and 3. But remember, we're just making a table, and what did I tell you you could plug in from up there? -1, So remember, every time you have an equation, it's y equals.
Oh shoot!
Don't you plug and chug?
Yes.
So plug and chug -1, plug and chug 0, plug and chug 1. That's the one thing that up here in the example they didn't show. They made the table, but they didn't show the plugging in. In class, we always show the plugging in, just to be safe. But remember PEMDAS, you're going to do the times 7 first or the squaring first? Squaring. Yeah. Square first, and then times 7. And then you're going to graph your points. Oh, graph paper, I think.
Adversary. I think so. I'm regular.
Yeah. And now you can make your so check it. That's what they did up here. Now they showed the x squared because you're supposed to compare. But really all you have to do is just take your points and put it in the back. So remember the x is the top.
No, it's just one.
Got it?
If you want to do both of them, it will take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously. Now, how can you compare that to this normal dude? That's the normal guy. Didn't he get vertically pulled up or stretched? So that's one way to compare his vertical stretch. And anything else? No. Just that's your comparing. That's what you're talking about.
Is vertical shift and like vertical strength the same thing?
Vertical shift narrows, shrink, flattens. You're thinking that whole horizontal, how it kind of does the same thing. But don't worry, we're not using the horizontal words at all. Just vertical stretch is narrow, vertical shrink is flat. Or flat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Shut up. No, I'm holding you. I'm holding you. Yeah. Yeah. Grab you one hand. You get different number before that's fine. You're so funny. It's probably funny. You're so funny. I'm dying. I'm serious. Wow. I'm serious. That was so funny. Oh my god. Well, that's not the same. What? Was that the joke?
It was actually all you need to do is
Yeah.
no.
Oh yeah, you touch another stick. I don't like that. Talking about instead.
How did you get that? Well, there's only
Yeah, it was the one we should have made Friday, but we're gonna have to.
You didn't do it.
Yes, it did. Oh, I didn't.
Because you put 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's exponential.
Oh.
Are you ready to scroll? Alright guys, if you want you can grab a picture of it, but I'm going to go ahead and scroll to the next problem. Some of you might have time to keep working on this today. Here's section 8.2. Almost to the end.
Put up black. It says do. Homework number 39. Okay, and then so I did that one, and then the green one is, okay, that's what it is.
Oh, Armando's cuter than you. I don't know what you think. Oh,
Yo, what do you say? What do you say?
Armando's cuter. Isn't Armando cuter than Trey? Can you answer this,
I'm
please?
just gonna work.
Yo, Armando, you should body slam it, low key.
Alright, so you're gonna talk about this now?
I'll show you the video.
Alright. What?
Why do you hate me?
Huh? Oh, I hate Mexican. Obviously. I hate how we jump borders. I just stay on the other side. There's no point.
I mean, my parents, they said,
Do I care? Did I ask? Did I ask? Did I ask? Did I ask you Mexican? No. Meaning it was a choice.
It was not a choice.
Was it a choice?
Alright guys, listen up.
Probably Asian.
Okay,
Such smart.
so our goal today was basically to review chapter 8 because tomorrow our goal was to have a test. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. At the end of the semester, everything gets cramped and everything gets kind of crushed, so it's really hard to fit everything in. And some of us, especially last chapter, and especially with me being gone and some abuses of the time when people finished the test and cell phones and whatnot, that yes, I know about, and yes, I'm extremely disappointed in. Some of us, actually, to be honest, when I graded the retests, did better than the first time. Did better than the first time by like 5 or 10 points. But we could have done even better. A lot of us need a really good test score, and that's what I want tomorrow to be. Now listen carefully. This homework is due tomorrow, and it is a review, and it is on 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and 8.6. But here is what the test tomorrow is going to be. Not a normal test, where you're alone and you have to do it on your own. Do you remember how we always do retakes of quizzes, but in our groups? We're going to kind of do that tomorrow, because our quiz was kind of on chapter 8. But instead of doing it on a quiz, we're going to do it on a test. You're allowed to have your notes tomorrow, and you're allowed to work in your groups tomorrow. That's why I was doing a little bit of rearranging today. I'm going to do a little bit more rearranging tomorrow to make sure that our groups are pretty even so everybody can get help if they get stuck. Study for the test tomorrow, but you're not alone. You get to work on it in your groups on the Chapter 8 test, the final test of the semester. Sound good? But come tomorrow with a calculator, with your notes. You don't want to drag your group down. You want to be as ready as possible. Because the test has more questions than a quiz, right? Alright, we get to work together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions on Chapter 8, come see me after school. If you have any questions on Chapter 8, come see me after